it's time for another edition of The Metal Elitist. And I'm your host, Matt, The Metal Elitist. So today I'm going to be reviewing Trivium's new album, In Waves. And I was severely disappointed by this album. So I had the displeasure of listening to this album, and it's the first since, I believe it was 2008 was their last album, Shogun. And I do admit that metalcore is kind of a mixed bag with me, and I'm kind of really mixed on it. But there are a few bands like Between the Buried and Me, Old Shadows Fall, and obviously some Trivium that I do like. But I don't think that they've really matched their previous albums on this one. So to begin with, I really have a hard time distinguishing one song from the other, and that's a big problem in a lot of different metal, but this is just inexcusable. So, and also, I'm just trying to remember here. No, it's really professional to be looking at a note, some notes, but try to read my own handwriting. So one of the things that I noticed about Shogun was I really liked the progressive songwriting and some of the other influences that popped up on there. So that was one thing I liked about that album. Now this album, I really can't say the same thing about. It's very standardized, very refined, and to really put it bluntly, it's very boring compared to other releases by the band. Now, their album before Shogun, The Ascendancy, I believe that was... No, that wasn't... No. The Crusade, excuse me. I'm kind of out of it today. But The Crusade was halfway decent, but there was this annoying tendency to sound like James Hetfield on the vocals. The riffs were really good, but a lot of the vocals were really... Matt Heafy did a very bizarre thing with the vocals, so I really didn't like that album too much. The Ascendancy I did actually like. It was probably one of the best examples of this metalcore or post-metalcore metal sound or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go to what my next point of this will be. I don't know. With this new album, which is called In Waves by Trivium, I really heard a sound that was a lot more commercial and poppy, and it really rubbed me the wrong way. And then you have riffs that are just basically so cliche metalcore. Like, I'll just play a little bit from here, from the song In Waves. Okay, now just from that little clip, I just wanted to bring the point of breakdowns are fucking dead. All right. They can't do anything more with breakdowns. If a band does that type of cliche breakdown again, I'm just going to fucking smash the CD with a hammer. I'm just so sick of that shit. People have to come up with something new. But the point is, yeah, Trivium are a metalcore band, which with a lot of the metal elitists would say are posers. But they were a little bit better some of the time. The guitar solos were a little bit more, had a little more pizzazz to them. Or, just more of a feel to it. But this album, I really can't say is very good. I would probably give it, if out of maybe 4 stars, or maybe out of 5 stars, I'd give it about 2 stars. The Queensryche album I reviewed last time, I'd say it's a toss-up between those two. But there's just a lot of pretentious lyrics, and their usual "Tostic are the ties that bind." There's a song off there. I didn't really give this album a chance to grow on me, but at this point, I really can't say that it will. I'd rather just listen to some of their old albums and, the glory days of metalcore or whatever. Go back to that. Or even just listen to the original metalcore bands, or even listen to Agnostic Front, which probably some kids will never have heard of, or any of those, the proto-metalcore bands. But the first 2, Shadows Fall, are really good, or the first 3 actually I really do like, and then a few Trivium albums and a few Between the Buried and Me, but really, I'm not really into the that sound too much. I'd rather, why not just listen to old Carcass or, you know, Suffocation or Morbid Angel or Deicide or something like that. I just don't understand this metalcore thing. Like, it's like this watered down version of extreme metal with some really cheesy metal influences. And the Gothenburg scene, like Dissection and In Flames and At the Gates, some of these bands rip them off, including Trivium. Like on their last album, there was an At the Gates riff, pretty much note for note. Now I liked Shogun a lot because it had so many different influences, like Dream Theater. You had a little. I even heard some black metal in there. A lot of people probably wouldn't say that, but I heard some, you know, maybe Emperor influence. And Matt Heafy's side projects, some of them are actually with like members of Martyr and stuff. But I don't know what happened between now and then and now. So I could play some more commercial stuff from the record. I don't know, Built to Fall is just like... that riff is kind of cool, but it sounds like that previous riff I played. It sounds like some degraded Pantera riff with some more cool shit on it. But yeah, overall, I just was very disappointed. It just, a lot of it sounds the same. A lot of it sounds too commercial, and it's just not my thing, I guess you'd say, but... I could be a little more metal elitist about it and say it's a poser fucking band with poser pictures and a sucky fucking record. But I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't say that now, would I? Or would I? So, overall, I'd have to say thumbs down on this album. I'm looking forward to the new Opeth album, kind of, because it just sounds as pretentious as that band is and their fans are, who I want to fucking punch sometimes. I do like Opeth. And next review will be Morbid Angel, which actually is a little bit more favorable than the Trivium, ironically. But that's it for the Metal Elitist, and I hope that was a little bit more concise for your assholes out there commenting on my videos. Fuck you. Anyways, till next time.